after Aaliyah. That means that I can actually work on a project that usually would take a little bit longer than 30 minutes to an hour. And so I'll be transforming a vase that was originally kind of a terracotta color, which I'll show you in a second, and transforming it to more of a white Santorini kind of looking vase to match all of my interior stuff that I have been designing. That's what today's vlog is going to be on. Here's a vase that I'm going to upcycle today. I had actually found this vase at an antique store for a very affordable price, and I fell in love with the shape, the size of it. It actually reminds me of one of those old school vessels that you read about in the Bible or you find in an old school ancient painting, and I love the color of it, but I am going to actually change it to match the style of my house. Now, my home is a very light Santorini modern style, and so I thought I would paint this vase today to match that style, and I'll show you the paints in a second of what I actually got specifically for this vase so that you know what I'm going to go for. But I'm excited to show you how this one goes. So I've just popped my baby down to play under her play gym. For those who don't know, I am a new mama to a beautiful baby, and what that means is that anytime I do work on my art and my interior stuff, I only have pretty much 30-minute windows while she plays. That's because the majority of the time, every 3 hours, I put her down for a nap, or she literally naps in my arms, and I feed her as well. And so I only get a small amount of time, which is totally fine because I am soaking in motherhood. But when I do some work, there's only a small window of time that I have. So I've just popped the vase in my sink, and I am going to wash the inside before I paint the outside. I'm going to show you what I'm going to use for the external part of the vase while we wait for that to dry. Now, I just bought normal white acrylic paint, which we'll use and mix with some pink and brown tinges so that it gives the vase an egg white type color. This one I'm very excited to use. It's called the Resin Sand Texture Medium, and it's the first time I had actually bought something from a online art store called Solid Solutions, which is from Interstate. And pretty much what this is acrylic paint mixed with sand particles, so it can give whatever you're painting a bit of texture and a bit of that sandy look, which I'm so excited about. We're going to try that out for our vase, and I'll let you know what the process is. These are the two types of brushes that I'm going to be using specifically for this homeware transformation project. I'm going to be using a round head brush in the Montmartre brand. Then I'm also using this flat head brush. It's not so flat anymore because I've used it so many times, but it's in the Artist First Choice brand in a size 1. white acrylic paint, when you just do one coat, it is pretty transparent. So you can see through the paint, which is totally normal. So I'm gonna wait for that to dry, and then I might do 3 more coats, so 4 coats total of the white paint to make it look like that thicker white color. And then what I'll do is add the resin sand texture medium and add a bit of the brown and the pink acrylic paint to make it that off-white, egg white type color. And we'll see how we go with that. Second layer is now done. We're going to wait for it to dry again, and then we'll do a 3rd coat. Good morning. I just want to update you on how the vase is going. You can see on the bottom half of the vase, even though the vase is upside down, that I have done a layer of the filler, and it looks really great. I love the texture. I love the variety of the filler on the vase. For the lip of the vase, it's obviously a lot harder to use this scraper or spatula to get into the creases. What I'm going to do is pop it underneath, then use my hands to guide the filler around the lip. So I'll pop it like this, spread as much as I can using the scraper, just so that it's a bit even, like that. And once I finish spreading it, I'm going to use my hand and just guide the filler around like this, so that it's a lot more smoother, and it's way easier to use your hands to spread it out. Welcome to day 3 of our vase transformation. So far, I'm very happy with how the vase has turned out. We have done our layers of filler. We've done an extra coat of the white paint on top as well. And then we're just going to paint the final layer, which is the color that we're aiming for. Now, I did say at the start of the video, I want to aim for that eggshell type color. I don't want to steer away too much from the white, because that's the kind of style that I want to go for, but I do want some warm tones through it, and so that's why I've got the brown paint, the pink paint, just to mix through with the acrylic paint and our resin sand texture medium, just for that sandy texture that we want on top of the vase. All right, I'm gonna have a little bit of playtime. Da, 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 da. Hi, what's this one? I've mixed the paint together, and you can kind of see when you lift up the paint that there is that sandy texture through it, which is really cool. So I've mixed in pink, brown, and an eggshell acrylic paint through that as well. And it's given me this warm white color. Covered the vase with the paint and the resin sand texture as well. And just with the remaining paint, we have enough to also give the vase a bit of some patterns. So for example, I can put a thick layer on that and use the brush to put some cool patterns on there and have it all textured differently around the vase. So not flattening the paint completely, but just using the paint to put some cool patterns around the vase like that, so that when it dries, it gives the vase that kind of concrete look as well. Okay, we are all done with the vase and I am very happy with the result. We are going to leave the vase on the bench to dry throughout the night before we style it with some olive tree branches, but I thought I would show you what it looks like while it's drying. How cool is that? And I'm not sure if the camera is getting the textures as much as it is in real life, but I love it. So here's the top lip. So I've painted 5 centimeters inside so that when you look at the vase, it does seem like the vase is all white in the inside. And I've done all of these cool patterns around the vase as well. And I'll show you the other side if I can slowly make my way around. How cool. Okay, I've got my handy garden clippers and I'm going to head outside and cut the olive tree branches that I want to use to style the vase. This very tall olive tree branch literally goes all the way here, but it's got quite a few branches that I can use to decorate the vase. Now I'm going to use this branch over here just because it's overhanging the tree anyway, and maybe this one here as well. It's got a few stems from the main branch that I can cut. These are the few branches that I'm going to use to decorate the vase. All right, this is the exciting part, guys. I am going to show you the final result of the vase. I'm so proud of this. This is probably one of my best upcycles that I've done, and I definitely will be doing more of this in the near future. And I am absolutely in love with the resin paint that we use with the sand through it. I'm definitely going to be using that for other future projects as well. I'm not really sure if the camera is getting the surface of this vase, but it's very textured. It's got the sand through the paint and it's dried very well. And the cool thing about the medium paint is that it already has resin on it, so I don't need to put any protective coat over the vase. It's good as it is. And so I'm just gonna pop it here so that you know the size difference. I think I did mention it before, but I do love the warm white color of the paint, and I love that it's actually not consistent throughout the whole vase. It's kind of a mix of white and warm white as well, which makes it look really cool. It still looks modern, but it's also got that ancient Greek look through it as well. So what I'm gonna do last is style the vase with the olive tree branches that we cut earlier, and I'm going to use this vase to style my dining table. I'm going to replace the previous vase and use this vase as part of a new vignette for my dining table. Well, that's a wrap for today's vlog. I hope that you enjoyed this vase transformation as much as I did. I love a good DIY slash upcycle of decor, and I'm really in love with this vase that I now have for my dining table. I definitely will be doing a lot more of this, and also will be starting to sell some on my art and interior website. If you haven't checked it out, I'll link it below. But other than that, have a lovely day, and I'll see you again soon.